Alrighty, I'm very pleased to be joined by the winner of the Cognizant Founders Cup, Rose Zhang. Rose, just take us through today. Obviously, very tight to start with Madeline, and then to find yourself 3 shots down to make up that ground and ultimately win. Just what kind of went into today?
Honestly, today has been a roller coaster. I think from the start of the day, just coming out, it was rainy, it was cold. I knew it was going to be a grind, and I think coming out, I had those expectations of today I really have to find it in me to even play well, let alone win. And Madeline has been playing rock solid golf. And she's been blowing away the field, so I've just been trying to keep up. And I think that was the mindset going in. I didn't have any expectations because I knew coming out here there was going to be a lot of golf to play. A lot of mistakes could have happened, can happen, and I just have to be able to take whatever I have out here. So that was the whole day, starting from 1, hit the pin, and definitely did not expect that, but it was a nice little save. And going from there, was able to hit some close, gave me a little bit of momentum just in my own round. Madeline was playing lights out as well, so I wasn't really thinking too much of it. And going to the back 9, I was a couple down, but I don't think I ever really thought about it too much. I just enjoyed the round, enjoyed my time with Ollie, but also with Madeline and her caddy. We all had a good time. So coming down the stretch, it was, honestly, I just hit some crazy shots that I don't know if I could hit again in that moment of pressure, and was able to get it done. That putt on the last hole, I was already shaking over the putt, but I was just thinking, okay, let's give it a chance, roll it. If it goes in, fine. If it doesn't, let's prepare ourselves for a playoff. So I was full on prepared for that.
Absolutely. All right, we'll go ahead and open it up. We'll start with those here in the media center. If you're on the Zoom and have any questions, please use the chat function. We'll go ahead and start with Sarah.
It's pretty gutsy to go 4 under in your last 5 to win your second professional event. When you hit, 14, what was going through your mind? Did you know you really had to make something like that happen?
I honestly didn't, just because I expected Madeline to get some birdies in as well. So for me personally, I was just trying to hit greens, get the right yardage, and see if I can roll in some putts. Starting out the day, it was a little bit hard to get my putter going, and I didn't really think too much of it. It was a little frustrating to not be able to make some putts when I needed to put some pressure on her, but it was coming down the stretch. I was able to make some really clutch putts, and ultimately that's what really saved me.
We're coming up on your anniversary as a professional. To pick up 2 wins in your first year as a pro golfer, if I told you that last May or even last April, if you'd have heard that, what would you have thought, and would you have believed that you'd be sitting here with arguably one of the biggest trophies in women's golf next to you?
It was definitely very heavy, but I wouldn't believe you, just because I was even considering not turning pro from last May or 2 years back. I wanted to be prepared. I wanted to come out here and be able to compete against the best in the world. And in order to have that, I had to work my way up. So at the moment in time when I was a high schooler, I didn't think I had the game yet. So coming out here, clearly everyone's such incredible players with incredible resumes. Every single person in the field basically has a win under their belt. And I think being able to even come out with a win, coming out with 2, just very blessed.
Tom or Chantel? Tom, go ahead.
Sure. After, I think, 13, you're down 3 with 5 to go. Is there anything in your mind going, I got to pick it up, or is it just play your game and hopefully it gets better?
It was the latter for sure. Just because when you're out here and you're playing this type of golf course, Upper Montclair is not an easy course, to say the least. And you need to know how to hit the fairways, how to hit the greens, and give yourself the best opportunities for birdie. And that's all I could have done, because if I started looking ahead of myself and stressing out about the score, I could easily bogey, and that would ultimately seal the fate of not being able to hoist the trophy. So I think I really did a good job at settling myself and almost accepting anything that comes. If there is an opportunity, I'll take it. If there isn't, I'll just keep on playing my game. And that's all there was to it.
Considering on the first hole you almost fell on your, are you surprised you won? I mean, because that shot could have sprayed anywhere, the way you hits the pin and.
100%. Yeah, it was a very interesting way to start off the round. But I guess it kind of got a little bit of nerves off my back just because I had that easy tap and par putt, and I just thought to myself, wow, I mean, today's probably going to be a lucky day. Maybe I can get something going, and would not have imagined myself being here now, especially after 12.
I have just one final question. I mean, obviously, after the win, you didn't win. And I'm just wondering, is this like you win now? Does this feel like, I don't want to say vindication, but it just feels like it reinforces all the work,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, coming out here on tour, there was a lot of expectation on me to perform, especially after what I did at Mizuho last year. And sometimes the noise did get to me a little bit, but I had such a good support group around me. I had people who really stuck in and told me to take it one at a time. Especially, I was able to grow so much throughout the journey in this past year, and I don't know, it's crazy to come out here. I didn't have any expectation of having to win, because I realized that it's all just noise, and I really just have to be able to work at it myself and try my best to put myself in positions like this. But no matter what happened this week, I would have been very satisfied, and it reignited my passion for the game once again.
Chantel?
Hey, Rose, congratulations. What was the conversation with your dad as you exited the green?
There actually wasn't much conversation. He's an Asian dad, of course. He was just saying, good job. Happy for you.
He was losing it on the side of the
I
green.
know, he definitely was. I don't think I've ever seen him this happy. And he's actually, both him and I grew a lot in this past year together, traveling together, being inside the ropes, outside the ropes. He's my number one supporter. And I don't know, it's crazy to really see him this excited, because back in the day, most of the time he was just, okay, why'd you hit this shot and use the wrong club? Where'd you go here? Why'd you miss it low? Like, it was all those conversations, but to really see him happy, I'm so happy that I can celebrate with him and be with him.
All business to all celebration.
I know.
You're still kind of in the transition of finishing school and establishing yourself as a professional, even with 2 wins. Where does the first trophy live, and where will this join it?
Yeah, so the first trophy is back at home in Irvine, but it's going to transition to my Vegas home now since I do live there. And even though I'm not going back most of the time, I'll still be living there, I guess, in the off season. And this will probably be I don't know. Might be in Vegas, might be in California. Might be in California for a little bit before, so my mom and my brother and sister-in-law can admire it.
Spend some quality time with it. And finally, you were talking with Karen Stupples about how your faith has really allowed you to play great golf. Can you detail what that looks like? Is that daily devotional, or what grounds you specifically with faith?
100%. Well, I deepened my faith in college. I was able to really deepen my relationship with God and grow with people in the community and go to church. And from there, I really realized that golf was a very big part of my life, that sometimes it overwhelmed me. And with my faith, I was able to really re-grasp myself as a person, as just a child of God who needs support all the time. And I guess especially in the past year, there's been a lot happening, and every time I haven't been playing great, or even in times I have been playing great, I've been doing daily devotionals with friends, and it's been really just calming. So just very thankful that I had his strength in me to be able to come out with all this, and there was definitely a lot of energy, a lot of, I guess, shivers when I was playing out there, but I had something in me that really told me to keep myself grounded and patient, which I'm very thankful for. And also Scotty in the Masters interview, he's been a huge inspiration for me and other people, but not, I mean, he's an incredible player, to say the least. But even if he didn't win, even if he doesn't play the greatest golf, I think himself, how he carries himself as a follower of Jesus, is simply incredible. And I was very inspired by that.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, we got time for one or two more from those from the Zoom. Kent, if you want to go ahead and unmute.
Hey, Rose, with this win, you're likely going to move into Olympic position. Was that a goal of yours from the start of the year to get into the field? And what would that mean to you if you get there?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really thought about it too much, but I definitely knew that this year I was on the cusp of entering Olympic territory. I think in the first couple events coming out, I put a lot of pressure on myself to be able to play well, and partially the reason is because I didn't want to miss out on the Olympics. I've been watching it since I was 5 years old, so to be able to kind of near and inch towards that definitely was a goal in previous events. I think this event, I kind of took it slow and didn't really think about it much, but it is a cool thing that I would love to be a part of.
And you mentioned since the Mizuho win last year that sometimes the outside noise got to you. How did you see that noise impact you over the last year?
Yeah, I'd say that it just trying to block out everything did tire me out a little bit more. I was a little bit more fatigued with being able to practice and putting in the work when there were a lot of thoughts circulating with how my results are. I think more so I put the most pressure on myself to be able to perform well, and becoming more result driven definitely doesn't help anyone, and that becomes a really bad cycle or circle to be in. And I think ultimately I kind of got out of that and became a little bit more process driven, just like I was a little bit before in college in amateur golf, and it's helped a lot more.
Thanks, Rose.
Awesome. All right, and we'll finish up here with Beth Ann, if you got time for one or two.
Yes. Hi, Rose. Congratulations.
Hi. Thank you.
I wanted to piggyback a little bit on Chantel's question. I think when we think about your time at Stanford, we think about the golf team and class. But how much is that community that you were just talking about, your faith community at school, how much is that preparing you for what you have to handle in the spotlight of tour life? How much does that play a part in why you want to go back physically to Stanford?
It plays an incredible amount. I don't think there are words to emphasize how important it is for me, just because I knew that I love the environment. I could grow so much being at school and seeing all these athletes, seeing all these incredible people building startups, kind of carving their own path to life. I haven't been more inspired by any groups of people, and that diversity really kind of allows me to open my horizons a little bit more and not only think about my golf game, but also think about myself as a person. And I think that ultimately helps me when I'm out here to understand how to grind and apply that process a little bit more to my own life.
And then just one last one. We've talked about your trying to find the confidence with the new putter. How much does a day like today erase a lot of the doubts that you had, with this putter?
I know my putters have been quite interesting. I've had a love-hate relationship with almost all of them, but this one in particular, I think I'm gonna keep it a little longer in the bag for sure. Hopefully my dad doesn't bring it on a train again, and we can go about our business. But to be fair, I think I just needed a little bit more confidence in my stroke and visualize my putts a little bit more. I went back to really practicing the fundamentals, just making a bunch of putts, and that's definitely prepared me a little bit more, whereas before I sidetracked in that area.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Congratulations again, Rose.
Appreciate it.